Hello and welcome to my tutorial on how to make a website. In this tutorial series, we will cover how to make a website entirely from scratch. So you will start with a blank text file, just like you see right here in my text editor, and we will work entirely through it to create a portfolio website. So this is a very interesting opportunity because it allows you to kind of start from the very basics and see how all of the pieces fit together. So in this tutorial, we will learn HTML, CSS, and some JavaScript. So these are the three basic building blocks of the web. HTML is the structure and the underlying markup of the page. CSS does the styling of the page, and JavaScript does the interactivity in the page. We will not be using any libraries, so we're going to do it all by hand, just so that we can learn exactly how all of these pieces fit together. So to get started, I want you to go to github.com/cliffcode. And there is my organization's GitHub page. And then here is the first repository that we have, the portfolio website tutorial. Click on that and enter into our GitHub repository. So to follow along, you're going to need to download the source code for these different websites. So there's a couple ways to do this, and the easiest way to do this is to simply click on the download zip button right here in the corner where my mouse is hovered over. So I click on the download zip, and then it asks me where I want to save this file. I'm going to save it to my desktop. And there we go. I have now downloaded all of the example code that we have. So inside of this portfolio website tutorial repository, there's a bunch of different tutorials that you're going to be going through to learn how to create your own website from scratch. So we're going to start off at step number 0, which is your first HTML document. But before we do that, I need you to do one more thing, and that is to have a text editor on your computer. I use Atom personally, and also I use WebStorm occasionally as well. WebStorm is paid and Atom is free, so we're going to go ahead and download Atom to your machine if you don't have it already. If you already know a little bit about software development, or you already have a text editor available on your computer, you can go ahead and skip this step. But if you want to follow along, let's go make a new tab in the web browser and then look up atom.io. And this takes us to the home page for Atom. This is a text editor made by GitHub, and it's really nice and has a lot of great default configurations for web development. So I want you to click on the download link, and you should be able to download it for your appropriate platforms. There's also a link here to go to any other platforms as well. So simply download Atom, save it, and then run the installer for your appropriate platform, whether it's Windows or Mac or Linux as well. So as you can see, it's downloading right here, and the download is just completed. All I have to do is unzip the file and then simply drag it and drop it into my applications folder. So I unzipped that file. Atom shows up right here in my desktop. I could either run it through here, click open. I could either run it through here, or what I could also do, and the recommended way of doing this, is to pull up a Finder window and simply drag Atom into the applications folder, which is right here. So we just simply drag him and drop him right into the applications folder. I'm not going to do that since I already have him installed, but that is how you would do it if you did not have Atom installed. So now that we have Atom installed, we're going to actually go through the process of creating our very first HTML document. So I want you to do the following. Go to your desktop or anywhere on your computer where you want to save the file, right click, create a new folder, and then call it Hello World. So as you can see, I have a folder on my desktop called Hello World. I'm going to now open up Atom, and I'm going to type the following. We're going to type our very first HTML document. So I'm just going to copy and paste this content just so that we can make sure that our editor is working properly and that we can actually get our website to run. So don't worry if you don't understand what this stuff means. You can find it on your first HTML file in section 0 of your first HTML document. So right here, after we have downloaded and installed Atom, you can simply copy and paste the content here in your first HTML file into this Atom window like so. Now what we need to do is we need to save the file. So to do that, we go to File, Save As, and then we give the file a name. In this case, it would be Hello World .html. So .html is important because that means that this is an HTML file, and that is the file extension that we need to use to write HTML files and kind of signify to the computer, hey, we have an HTML file. So what would the difference between a JavaScript file and an HTML file be? To the computer, not very much. The only main difference here is just a little .html, and in the case of a JavaScript file, it would be a .js file. So now inside of the Hello World folder, we're going to save this hello world.html. Now that we've saved it, we notice that there's a little bit of color changes to the different HTML elements in the page. So we can see here that this little attribute has a different color, and the titles and the contents here in the middle have color as well. So we'll talk more about this in the next video, but for now, I just want us to have that there. And the next thing to do is to open that file inside of your web browser. So I just right-clicked and it said Show in Finder or Explorer or whatever your file explorer is called. And then I'm going to double-click on it to open it up inside of Firefox. And sure enough, I have a website with a heading called Hello World. So in the next video, we're going to explain what all of this stuff means and how to actually use it to our advantage and create our very own portfolio website. Thanks for watching.